Is our next presenter on here?
I am.
Okay, perfect. So once again, we are going to give the floor to her very shortly, but a couple of things really quickly. If we ask you that if you can, fill out the survey for the Conference in Oklahoma Challenge so we can make it better than we did this year. Of course, we already think it's great, but we want suggestions. But we also ask that you remain muted so that we can give Ms. Gamble the complete floor and there's no feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her and let her talk about what she's got going on.
Okay. All right, everybody see the screen?
Yeah.
Bunch of kids driving? All right. All good, Kinsley? Okay. Well, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm Leslie Gamble. I'm with AAA Oklahoma, and I totally get to do traffic safety messaging in our communities, like with groups like yours, and on TV station stories, and in all kinds of other ways with groups. And as you all know, you're really good at texting and Snapchatting and TikToking and everything else that you all do while with your phones, even while you eat and when you're studying, when you're talking to your parents. But driving while using your phone or any of the other things that you see in these photos is extremely dangerous. And it doesn't matter how much you convince yourself that you're good at keeping your mind and eyes on other things like the road at the same time as you're using your phone, or how quickly you're going to text. I'm just going to send a real quick text. Just don't. The #1 cause of death for teenagers in Oklahoma are car crashes. And these aren't accidents. You hear people call them accidents. They're crashes. They happen because of what you see in the photos and because driving requires skills that take about 5 years to get really good at. There's kind of a 5-year learning curve. So you got double whammy going against you. We focus on texting and driving, but anything you do with a phone while behind the wheel of a vehicle is putting you in great danger. With so many things competing for your attention while you're driving, you just can't add texting or looking at your phone. Anytime you take your eyes off the road, you're taking a huge risk. Like it says here, just 2 seconds. If you text your parents or your friends while you're driving to let them know you're on your way, it could be the last text that you send. It has happened to families. I've heard the stories. Now, let's talk about the word that was on that first slide. Maybe you noticed it, Intextication. Your generation is miles ahead of generations before you. And I'm not talking about just in technology. I'm talking about in your understanding of the danger of drinking alcohol and driving. So you all have made it no longer acceptable to drive after drinking alcohol. You all know designate a sober driver, call Uber or Lyft. You look out for your friends who might party too much and you don't let them have the keys. That's intoxication or drunkenness. And drunkenness while driving is actually decreasing as a cause of car crashes in our state. But that's not the same with intoxication. So we're contrasting the word intoxication with intoxication. Distracted driving or intoxication is just as dangerous. So for fun here, I wanted to show you all a video about the realities of phones distractions. This happens every day. I was that car one day in the top there. The guy below here in this particular video is following that car, just for context. So let's see what happens here. Oh man. bad day, bad day. He's on his phone in stop and go traffic. He doesn't realize the car in front of him. He's in a parking lot, could be a school parking lot. It stopped, the car in front of him stopped. All three types of distraction are working against him here. His eyes are off the road, his hand is off the wheel, holding his phone, and his head is not in the game. So next I want to show you another video, and this time we'll get your impression of what's going on. Now, you all probably have seen videos before of drunk driving, and a lot of times it looks like weaving back and forth outside of lane markings, keeping inconsistent speeds, something like this. This video unfortunately doesn't have the great music that other guy was playing, so. But watch this guy. Oh, a little bit over the line markings there. It's dark already, so that's already makes it more difficult to drive. You see, he almost went up on the curb. Luckily, there's not many people out at that time of night with him or her. Could be a him or a her. Coming into the up on the intersection driving here. And as you see, kind of still going and weaving there. Thankfully, he stopped. Okay, good. Now, see, he's in the pedestrian lane. That's really not great. But at least he didn't go all the way into the intersection. Okay, so we're gonna go sit through this stoplight here, and then I want you to let me know. Here we go, he's turning the corner. Take a look at this, see what we see now. Oh, okay, this is, oh gosh. Awful, awful. Just what you wouldn't want to happen. It looks like a classic drunk driving wreck. You know, maybe this person had too many beers, got behind the wheel of the car when they shouldn't. But I wanted to tell you, this actually is a video of a crash, as you can see on the caption, that was filmed when a driver was found to have no alcohol or drugs in his system. This driver was only texting, and by tracking that use of his phone, they found out that. And law enforcement was astonished that a driver could be so impaired, if you will, drive erratically just by texting. So why not be the generation that makes distracted driving socially unacceptable and save lives in our community? Here's the way that you can get started. I challenge each of you to do your best, whether you're a driver or a passenger in a vehicle, help us to eliminate distracted driving. We have a pledge. You can go AAA.com, don't drive distracted, and you can fill out that pledge online. I also have pledge cards that I can get to you. But for yourself, go ahead and fill out the pledge card. Does it matter to take a pledge? Does that really make a difference for people? Well, research shows that when people write down something they plan to do, they make a commitment, and they're much more likely to follow through. And across the US, 9 people die each day in crashes due to intoxication. So this is a big problem. 1,000 more are seriously injured a day, every day. So this is your year to raise awareness of this and save lives in your community. One other great thing I wanted to let you know about is putting your technology to work for you. If you haven't already, when we get off the call, get on your phone and set up Do Not Disturb while driving. It is a setting on an iPhone, that's where you'll find it. It's an app on Androids, and it's not the same. Maybe you've heard of Do Not Disturb that you can set. And that holds all your calls. Like maybe you have to do that when you go into school, holds all your messages. This is not Do Not Disturb only, because that has to be activated and switched off and on. This is an automatic setting once you activate it. So all you do is go to your phone, do the do not disturb while driving setting, and it holds your calls and your messages when you're in motion in a vehicle. So this tech is set up to know when you're in motion in a vehicle. And it only stops your messages and your calls when you're in motion. So you don't have to worry about turning it off and on. You can do it one time and it'll always be there. When you stop the vehicle, it delivers all your messages to you. Texts, emails, calls, whatever you've gotten. And the great thing too is that you automatically send a message when you turn this setting on, so that if your mom or your best friend's texting and calling you while you're driving, there's an automated message that goes to them that says, I'm driving, I'm being safe, and I'll get back to you when I stop. So it's a win-win. It protects you by removing that temptation, and then it lets those people that you think, oh, I have to get this, they're relying on me, they want to know, I got to answer my mom's text. Well, you don't. With this, she'll know, or your friend will know, that you're driving and doing what they would want, and that is keeping safe. So this is another great thing that you can do. In fact, both of these things are things that you can do to really have an impact with your club and across your community. So I want to let you know that it's easy for you to have an event, and I will be right there to help you every step of the way at any kind of school or other high traffic place. My contact information is on here. You can call me. It's also on the Oklahoma Challenge website under AAA. And I have everything you need to get your friends, your community on board by taking a pledge, by making a big emphasis about how distracted driving is something we need to wipe out. We have car air fresheners that we can give as a little token of thanks for pledging. We have a selfie frame for photos to help with your social media campaigns, banners, everything you need to make it attention-getting. And if you are into the competition of Oklahoma Challenge, the points competition, I want to let you know that on our pledges, whether you do them online or via the cards, the printed cards, if you will put your school's name in the field that says in honor of, or I'm pledging because, put your school's full name, I gave you some examples there, then you'll get credit for that with the Oklahoma Challenge prize competition at the end of the year. So if you are going to use this and you want to remember to urge everyone who's filling out the pledge to put your school name in there in the honor field so that you get the credit for that. In case you haven't already heard, October is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. And there are plenty of things that I can help you with if you'd like to do something in that month. It doesn't have to be in that month, but if that's a time you want to go ahead and jump on this, feel free to get in touch with me. I have everything you need in terms of social media announcements, all kinds of things, all kinds of activities that we can do to make it very interactive and fun. And we can do a lot virtually too. So if you're in that virtual situation, don't worry about it. We'll figure it all out and we'll get it going as well. One more thing. I know that advocacy is a big area of interest for FCCLA clubs. This is a totally different thing. When we get to the new year in 2021, I want to invite all you all to be a part of changing a law in Oklahoma. And unfortunately, we have a sad and dirty secret here. Not many people know, but we're the only state in the nation that doesn't have a law to protect 8 to 17-year-olds by requiring them to wear seatbelts in the back seat. And this affects you guys. You know, obviously it's your age group, it's your siblings, younger family members. Sometimes it just takes a law to be in effect for people to do what they know they should. And it's sure nice when you're a teenager driving to be able to say, hey, it's the law, you got to buckle up. 50% of those who die in car crashes who aren't wearing seatbelts would have lived if they'd buckled up. Or as an Oklahoma sheriff told me once, in my 30 years, I've never unbuckled a dead person. but I have had to tell a family that lost their loved one that they weren't buckled up. So stay tuned for more information on this. I just wanted to give you a little teaser about it, that we're going to be doing this next semester. Thanks for being such great leaders. Get in touch with me to get your distracted driving campaign plan set, and we'll look forward to doing that together. How can I help you?
Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask? You can put them in the chat or just take yourself off mute and speak. It's a great awkward silence. I hope to continue it.
I know. I'm glad to answer anything one-on-one. You know, just there's my email up there on the screen. Write that down. Again, I'm more than willing to help your club, your community. We can get creative. I want to do whatever you'd like as well, but I just want you to know that it's pretty turnkey if I can help you with distracted driving or any other traffic safety issue.
We have one question. Where do we sign the pledge?
Okay, let me go back to that. The pledge online, aaa.com/don't drive distracted.
Kinsley also had a question. Is AAA doing anything specific that chapters could participate in for Distracted Driving Awareness Month?
We are open and willing to do anything. I think I heard you, it was a little quiet, but that if we're doing anything with chapters, FCCLA chapters for Distracted Driving Awareness Month?
Yes.
Is that the question? Okay. Well, yes, I mean, this is why I'm showing this today, is because I'm available and willing. I can do any of those things. We can have certain events on site. We can just do something like this, or you all can take this and show some of these videos and talk through them with others. That would be awesome. And then challenge them to take the pledge. You can do the setup of do not disturb while driving with people, walk them through that. Our statistics at AAA show that 1 in 5 people are using that, even though it's right there and wants to help you prevent that distraction of grabbing your phone. So whatever you'd like to do within your school or your community with chapters, by your chapter, we're willing to help.
All right, Ms. Gamble, we are running short on time. Thank you for making us aware of how dangerous distracted driving is and for giving us information on how to inform our schools.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.